Welcome back to the Live to Grind podcast show. I'm Brennan C. Adams, and on today's show, for another spotlight on a badass entrepreneur from the Accelerator program, we have the one and only Andria Schultz from Network Smart. She's in the entertainment industry, and she's got to be honestly connected with all the top actors, influencers in this industry. I'm always seeing you on social media, by the way, just taking selfies with these actors and these producers. I'm like, how do you connect with all these people? I'm excited to learn more about that. But just for the listeners, can you just kind of briefly let them know a little bit who you are and what you do?
Yeah. So what I do, I own a business, like Brandon was saying, called Network Smart in the entertainment industry. And it's all about bridging the networking strategies into the entertainment industry, because I think right now there's a huge gap between our generation, the X generation, and also the baby boomers. And so, especially when we communicate with each other, we don't know how to articulate correctly to all of these different generations. So what I really do is I teach you guys networking strategies so that way you can get your dream job in the entertainment industry. So that's pretty much what I do on a day-to-day basis.
So somebody like me, if I wanted to get into the entertainment industry and let's say land an acting role or even get connected with the right producer, you could do that.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, because every single networking technique it's pretty much focused on what it is that you're trying to accomplish in the entertainment industry. It's unique. So that's the beauty about my class, is that every single person has their own unique path, and you're going to get there. It's just a matter of figuring out, okay, what is it that my end goal is? How am I going to network with these people that I want to get in touch with that also align with my morals and values, right? That's the most important thing.
Isn't that the truth? Knowing exactly the people you need to connect with to actually get there. So you were in the very first accelerator program we did.
That's right.
First of all, why'd you get in the accelerator? What was kind of going through your mind, and where were you at before you got in the accelerator?
Well, first off, because you're awesome. And I have to say, you guys, seriously, Brandon was such a huge inspiration. I met him over at the Entrepreneur Convention. What was it? It was
the Millennial Entrepreneur Network we did.
Yeah, that was what it was. And he was a speaker. And I just heard him speak, and I was just like, oh my gosh, mind blown. This guy's all over the place. I'm so happy to be able to connect with him. And so we ended up passing each other across the hallway. And then I got to know a little bit more about you. And I think it was about a year later that you approached me and you're like, hey, how about we start getting your business going? And I'm like, you know what? Heck yeah, I'm going to start doing my business. How do I do this? And he's like, all right, I'm going to help you there. Let me put you in. And and ever since then, I've grown tremendously since Brandon's class. So
what was that like for you? What was your biggest takeaway? And it's interesting to hear from the past accelerator people what their takeaway. I'm just curious, what was your biggest thing that you took away from the accelerator?
Honestly, confidence, because the biggest thing for me was really just getting myself out there and showing what I was capable of doing. I was already doing it my entire life, but no one really knew what I was doing. And you really pushed me, motivated me to make more videos, and got me out of my comfort zone, even more so than what I ever expected. If you want someone that motivates, you are it. So I've taken pretty much everything that you've taught me and have also implemented it to my students as well.
So where in the past, that was 8 months ago,
something like
that. Tell me where you're at with things now. Where's your life now? What is the offerings you have? And I know you do speaking and connected, just kind of give an insight.
Well, what I do, if you were to be a student in my class, you would get the module courses, and then you also get exclusivity in my Facebook group. And in this Facebook group, you actually get to interact and do Q&A sessions with celebs, executives, professionals, which is really unique because I bring almost every single type of bird in the entertainment industry. It's not just producers or directors or writers, but it could be the chef of a celebrity or whatever it is, because the entertainment industry, it's not just being those top three things, right?
Yeah.
So it's about really finding who you are and where you fit into play.
So who are some of the people, just give people insight, because again, you're humble about this, but you're connected with someone, just name drop some of the people that you've worked with and connected with and even interviewed for your show.
Totally. Yeah. So I've worked with Tom Bergeron. He's the host of Dancing with the Stars. Lee Aronson, who's the writer and creator of Two and a Half Men, Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
Joshua Butler, who's the director of Vampire Diaries, Pretty Little Liars. Oh gosh. Donnell Turner from General Hospital, who's amazing. I love him so much. And I mean, the list goes on and on. You name it. I've worked with Disney Channel actors, Nickelodeon actors, people that work in those companies.
It's insane. I mean, the amount of connections, and you're like, you don't just know, like, you're friends with them, and you've had them on your shows that you've created. So I want to jump into this. So we talk about the brand side of things, and I have the acronym BRAND. So it comes down to B is for books and blogs you're writing. R is recording, whether you're on reality show, you're creating Facebook Lives, Instagram stories, a YouTube show. A is audio, speaking. N is networking, which you are all about. Yeah. And then D, differentiate yourself from everybody else. Let's go into B. So what are you doing in your business right now for writing? Are you doing blogs? Do you have a book? Or what kind of writing content are you using for your business?
I'm constantly writing all the time. I think that's something that a lot of entrepreneurs can resonate with. Like when you're first starting, like people have to know who you are. So what I personally do is I interview, and then I also write about them on Influencive. So I'm a contributor with them and also Thrive. And on top of that, I am a #1 best-selling author with the Passionistas.
What?
I know. Woohoo!
You got your book? I can say this is #1 bestseller with Kevin Harrington. I love that. Yours, by the way, yours is too. It's awesome. That is so much great credibility. What has that done? I mean, when people see that you're a best-selling author, how do they look at you?
They look at me totally different. I mean, they really do see me as an expert, which I am. It's just a matter of really honing in on what your skill sets are. And I think really just projecting to the world what your value is. And that's what books do for you. That's what those platforms like Influencive does, is really show your worth. And I think it's a beautiful process. I mean, not everyone's going to be a best-selling author, or they're not going to be the best writer, but so long as you get your information out there.
Exactly. And shout out to Brian D. Evans, just a great guy, the founder of Influencive, and he's been on the show before. But no, when you write a book, there's a lot of experts out there. But what makes you different is if you're an author, they're going to pick the person as a book before the person that doesn't, especially if you're a best-selling author.
Absolutely.
So kudos to you for that. So let's go to my favorite part, which is recording.
Yes.
And I know you like video. So what are you doing are you doing Snapchat, Insta stories, YouTube channel? Like what kind of video are you creating?
On the daily, I'd have to say Instagram's more of my platform. I was using Facebook a lot because when I was in your class, you made me do a lot of Facebook Lives. But don't get me wrong. Like I love Facebook Live. I view things kind of in a weird way. Like if I want to do a Q&A sesh with, let's say, a celeb or executive or professional, I'm going to use my Facebook Live because then it's interactive. But like, Instagram is more of my motivational speaking type of videos, and Snapchat's kind of been dying off a little bit, but I still use it. I don't try to use it as much though. So
Yeah, it's definitely, it's interesting how they all went to stories, but I still do Snapchat. I feel like they're going to come back in some way, but
I really hope.
I mean, we'll see. So what about video content? So when you're interviewing, because you have your own show.
Yes. Right? Yeah.
So what does that look like? Like you interview that you recorded video. Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So pretty much I pre-record. So when you're first starting out, sometimes everyone's like, well, just get your content out there. But if you don't have any content built up, and that was something that Brandon and I talked about a lot, was, get the interviews first, see if you can sit down with them, schedule them accordingly, get a bundle of them done. So if you have 5 or 6, boom, you're done. You can just push it out there. So that's exactly what I did. Was I just, you know what? I'm just going to go reach out to the network, which is the next point that we're going to get into. I networked with everyone and I said, hey, be on my show. Let's talk about motivation. How did you get into the entertainment industry? What separates you from everyone else? And share your story. And I think that's the most beautiful thing about, my show, I guess.
How many shows have you done now?
I'd say about 45 now. About
45?
45 recordings now. Yeah.
Wow. And where are you distributing them?
I'm distributing them on Facebook. I was essentially starting off on YouTube, but I found most of my followers were on Facebook. And that's another mistake that a lot of people do, is that they focus on just like putting it all over. Mm-hmm. And like, you have to really focus on which one you're getting the most views and just keep pushing from there. So
yeah. Facebook has been a lot more for me too. I haven't really working on the YouTube. Yeah. Facebook is, I mean, so many people follow on there and content. I like Instagram as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, awesome. I'm glad 45 episodes. That kudos to you. So that goes to the next thing, which is audio, and that is between speaking and podcasting. So do you use that and actually turn it into a podcast show as well? Or
I'd like to at some point, but I think right now the main focus has just been getting the word out there and really showing who these people are, and, you know, kind of helping other people see that there's so much more to the entertainment industry than what's on the surface that's being shown to everyone on like Entertainment Tonight. I mean, let's just say that. I feel bad for saying that, but like, you know, it is a lot more than just the surface. But I'd love to do more podcasts at some point, but until then it's video.
Are you doing any speaking right now?
I am. So speaking is my favorite thing ever. I've been getting asked to speak at universities all throughout California. I've been getting asked to speak at smaller events for other people, or even with kids. And that's my favorite one. I love kids so much. Yeah. So yeah.
Well, you know, talking about speaking at different events and stuff, let's talk about networking. And this is your thing. So what are all the things that you're doing for networking? Because it's so powerful. Your network is your net worth. What are some strategies you do right now, and how you're able to network with some high profile people?
No, I'm glad that you asked me that, because I have this thing called the pre-elevator pitch. So it's not like a normal elevator pitch that you talk for like two minutes about something that you're doing, right? But the pre-elevator pitch is short. So it's about 6 words in total, if not more. And for example, I had a student of mine that wants to be a cinematographer. So what sets him apart from every other cinematographer out there, right? So he was like, well, I want to work for HGTV, or I want to work for Disney, whatever it is. And I'm like, okay, but what about the craft makes you different? And so we came up with a pre-elevator pitch, and he said, well, I make animals in houses look sexy. So now when people ask him, oh, so what do you do? He goes, oh, you know, I just make animals in houses look sexy. And then they're like, wait, what? So that's the whole point about a pre-elevator pitch, is getting someone to ask the question, wait, what? Tell me more. Yeah. So that's a huge, huge key into networking, is really understanding, not so much talking about me, but really listening to what other people have to say, and then being able to, when they ask what you do, get them to be like, wait, tell me more.
Get their attention, and from there they're intrigued to learn more.
Exactly. Yeah. So that was something that I came up with. It's my little thing. I haven't even called it anything yet, but for now it'll be called a pre-elevator pitch.
How have you been able to network with so many stars, celebrities? What have you done? What's your key?
Honestly, it's just that. It's just being real. It's being genuine, but really understanding where the other person is coming from and seeing how you can be of value to them. And I think that's one thing that a lot of people, when they're trying to network, like let's just say, this is the best example, is there's a couple people out there that probably have like 5,000 friends on Facebook. Yeah. I mean, let's be real here. How many like facts do you know of every single person that you have on Facebook? Be honest. Like I know. 0, right? You have to know a fact about every single person. And also you need to know, like when you're networking, am I wasting my time with people probably that don't have my best interest, that are probably looking for themselves? And you know, those are little key things that I teach in my class, because without those values, without those morals, without a compass of where you want to go, you're going to end up networking with the wrong people, and they'll take you for a joyride.
Isn't that the truth? So let's go to the last part, which is differentiate. What makes you different? So what makes you, Andria, different than everybody else? What is your core like differentiation for yourself in business?
You know what it is? It's definitely, I love watching all of my students or clients, whoever I'm working with, get to their end goal. That makes me the happiest person on this planet. Like when I get that phone call, like, Andrea, I just got a job at Paramount Studios as a host on So You Think You Can Dance. I'm
Yes.
like, I'm a proud mom. I did that. Like I taught them.
Get that testimonial there.
Yes, exactly. So I think that's what sets me apart, is that I'm really in it to watch you guys grow and to really help facilitate your dream and make it into a reality.
Well, I am so excited for your future. You have come so far since
Thanks,
the
Brandon.
accelerator. Everything you're doing is amazing. Where can people find, for one, if they want to work with you, where can they find you? Where can they see your stuff you're creating, your shows?
Totally. So I have two platforms. You can check me out on my actual website. It's www.andriaschultz.com. So andriaschultz.com. Or you can check me out on Facebook at facebook.com/Andria C. Schultz.
Nice.
So, yeah.
So what would you like to share? Any last words you'd like to share with the audience? Anything that you've experienced over the past 8 months, or just things you're working on, or any kind of advice?
The advice that I would have is don't be afraid of rejection, because it's very common when you're networking with people to be rejected. And no doesn't necessarily mean that it's no forever. That means that you can come back maybe 5 months from that point of no, or maybe it's a year later. But, sometimes we see that these doors close in front of us, but they don't see the value of what you bring. So, who knows what could happen later down the road. So that's my advice.
I love it. A no now doesn't mean it's a no in the future, and you're going to get many no's before you get the yes. So
totally.
I'm so happy for you. I'm excited to see who you're going to be with next. Who knows?
Hey, but you'll be there with me though, right?
I will be there. And hey, you know what? When in October, the film Think and Grow Rich Legacy comes out, I'll be at a premiere. I might have to come on your show.
Hey, that would be awesome. Hey, and I'll even bring a couple celebs and stuff to your event. You let me know when.
See, you'll even bring the celebrities. There it is.
Yes.
For everybody listening, highly suggest, if you're looking to become an actor or a model, or if you just want to get in the entertainment industry, connect with her. Thank you, Andrea, so much. And for all of you listening, you know what time it is. It is time to go out there, create something great, and become unforgettable, because life is too short not to. I'm Brandon C. Adams. Have a great day, everyone.
Bye.